favourite part of the week is where I get to have a guest join me for the next half hour and we discuss some of the bigger topics, the lighter ones as well. And you might notice if you are tuning in, this is the one time of the week I'm allowed to have a little tipple of wine, you see, because I'm not driving anywhere. I'm in my house. It's Friday. It's the last half hour and I'm doing my best to actually try and get a wine sponsor. So if any wine buffs or vineyards are watching,
I don't know. I'm very disappointed. Where's mine?
Oh, no. Poor Josh. Well, see, Josh, if we get a sponsor, I could feature their wine, make sure that my producer gets one and my guest might get one as well, which would be lovely.
Exactly.
Anyway, let's not hold off any longer. Back by popular demand, Christine Rankin. Good evening, my love.
Hello to you.
Oh, gosh, it's been a while. Yes?
I could suggest a gin sponsor. They make 5 Mile Gin in Taupo, and you've got no idea. It's winning world awards. It's magnificent, and I bet they'd sponsor you Friday.
Christine, we will talk off air afterwards because I can easily move from wine to the gin if we need to. Hey, look, it's lovely for you to be available again. I love this half hour with you. We've had some big stories this week, but we've got a couple of lighties in here as well. But gosh, let's start with the Meth Lollies at the Auckland City Mission.
Oh, what? How would this happen? Why would this happen? I keep looking at it and reading about it, and it's sort of an absolutely unbelievable story because was it meant for the drug market and it accidentally got given to charities? I mean, it's just a bigger story than your mind can possibly think through in any rational way.
I know. It's the good news is police have obviously, they have just worked tirelessly to try and find any of the lollies that are still out there. They've called it, though, Christine, Operation Tirade. The names that they have for these operations.
Oh, my God.
So not Operation Pineapple Lollies, but Operation Tirade, which is, a bit of a yelly, shelty kind of a weird thing. But they've recovered 32 of the lollies. But now the City Mission is scrambling, they say, to track down 428 families.
28 families.
No, 428.
Yeah, 428. I saw that. So that means there must be at least a handful of lollies in 428 packages.
Yeah.
And, when people are sick, and a lot of that has gone to families that are under a lot of pressure, they're not listening to the news. They're not part of the media. They wouldn't know.
That's a good point. Yeah, of course. And I think hopefully the saving grace might be from the people that have tried it, and it's I think 4 have presented to hospital and they were fine. Yeah, it tastes so terrible they spit it out straight away. It must be very bitter or whatever. It just tastes foul. So they spit it out. But but young kids and babies might not do that, Christine. That's the problem.
No. Or animals, and we love our animals, and if they got my little girl will chew a Panadol if she can possibly find one dropped on the floor.
Yep.
So you just don't know. But do you think it was done as some kind of horrible joke?
No,
or has no one got any idea?
No, I think what's happened, of course, people have all waited, and now they've had experts saying that they believe it is a drug cartel that has brought in these, was supposed to have it's a mistake. It's gone to there's been a stuff up. They've lost of where it had gone to. They weren't targeting the mission. This is what people think. They think it's a major stuff up from some drug cartel. It's gone to the wrong place. So now you've got, maybe I shouldn't laugh at this, but you've got the people that bought it. And now cutting up these sugar lollies going, man, nothing happens with these. This is the weakest meth I've ever had. Because, So, I think it was a pure mistake.
Of all places for it to end up at the mission.
I know.
It is an unbelievable story. You'd think it had just been created for a bit of entertainment because it could not possibly be true, but it is.
It is. And it's and now I think the latest is another package went to, again, Starship Hospital, Ronald McDonald House Charities.
Oh, yes, I did read that.
Yeah,
I did read that.
They handed in one package, so...
I know where I'd like to put those lollies of the drug cartel, and it wouldn't be very pleasant. I would say so normally if just you and I were talking, but of course we're not.
I know. I get it, Christine, and I agree. Hang on, I've got to have a cough on. That's funny. All right, let's move on. Firearms. Now, I spoke with Nicole McKee, the Associate Justice Minister. Now, the Police Association, led by Chris Cahill, is the union, of course, very upset, called on the Prime Minister to intervene and relieve Nicole McKee of her portfolio. He feels that they're being excluded from consultation of changing the legislation, where the Minister said that they will be consulted, but they haven't got to that point yet of needing them. So is it a case of they're just Chris Cahill was just being a little bit, they felt a bit left out and throwing a bit of a tanty?
Well, all governments manipulate legislation and consult who they like, when they like. And while it seems like a truly consultative process, it's not. It's a game. And we saw the last government do it over and over again, and they did it over guns, just as this one is probably doing, although there will be part of the game to consult whoever a little bit later down the track. And guns really confuse me. I always like people's freedoms, and I like people to have the right to choose. But with guns, you're in a hell of a dilemma, because what happened to us previously is one complete nutter created a reaction of one government that is extreme. People's guns that were hundreds of years of antiques, beautiful guns worth a fortune, were all destroyed. And where are they still? In the hands of the gangs and the criminals.
Exactly.
So a mad process. And I don't know whether this is headed to another mad process, because I do support the police. And those men and women go out there every day and face death. There is no doubt about it. And in our world at the moment, it is more real than it's ever been. But I don't know what the legislation, whether it's going to make it worse or make it better. You still go back to, should the police be armed? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think it's all very hard to make your way through. My son is a hunter. He had to hand in all his guns. He got a hell of a lot of money for them, and God knows what we actually spent on that, because I've never heard that amount come out, but it must have been multi-millions.
Yeah. Yeah, and as you said, Christine, your son did the right. Did what was asked of him from the previous government, but has it stopped gangs having guns? No, and this to me is the ultimate question. Any changes to law reform, any proposed legislation, the question always has to go back to, is it going to make it safer in New Zealand? I don't care what government's, doing the legislation. That should always be, first. And also, do the police, you need the police, because they're the ones, like you said, they're in the front line. So they know it. They deal with it every day. But what happened after the horrific Christchurch massacre is, within 4 days, the law was changed. There was no consultation. The government just knee-jerk reacted. And so now what the government is defending is they're saying we are consulting. We're talking to sports clubs. We're talking to police. We're talking to Muslim communities. We're talking to, they say they are because they want to consult. So let's just hope that they are, Christine, and something positive, better comes out of it.
I think it was going a long way to ask the minister to be taken out of her portfolio. People choose their areas of expertise all the time. Their interest and their expertise is why they're placed in ministerial positions. Of course she is an expert in that area. You might not agree with her, but to demand that it be given to someone else and she be taken out, I don't know. We're just getting more and more ridiculous, and I am a police supporter, so I'm not.
Me too. Yeah.
I just don't. I don't get how all of these demands to get your own way is the way it should be.
I mean, Chris Cahill, of course, it's the union, and he represents a large amount, I think about 79%, but not all police. So I understand. I've spoken to Chris quite a few times. I've always found him, rational. I like him, but then I also like Nicole McKee.
Yep.
So, but calling on her to lose her portfolio, I did. To me, that felt a bit tenty. That's why I used that. We are in Friday. Yeah, he just kind of threw his toys. We're in the Friday Fun Forum. The fantastic Christine Rankin is with me.